Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the strategies that can help you secure a spot in one of the prestigious Ivy League universities. It's not just about good grades, it's about a holistic approach. Let's get started. Ivy League admissions committees aren't just collecting academic robots. They're trying to build a community of interesting people who will, actually talk to each other and maybe even change the world. So buckle up, because this isn't just a checklist, it's an exploration. Now, the term Ivy League itself conjures up images of ancient libraries, brilliant professors, and perhaps a slightly intimidating level of intellectual intensity. And sure, those things are part of it. But it's also crucial to remember that these are just universities, collections of people, ideas, and resources. The code we're talking about cracking today isn't some arcane secret, but rather a deeper understanding of what these institutions value and how you can authentically present your best self. It's about navigating a complex system with intentionality and a healthy dose of self-awareness. We're going to break down the key components, from academics to essays, so you can approach this journey with clarity and confidence. Think of this video as your friendly guide, your slightly caffeinated companion through the often bewildering landscape of elite college admissions. I'm Haran, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff, not because I have all the answers, because nobody does, but because I believe that understanding the process can empower you. It's about demystifying the seemingly impossible and focusing on what you control. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, shall we? We'll explore how to showcase not just your achievements, but also your potential, your passions, and your unique perspective on the world. This is your story, and we're here to help you tell it well. All right, let's kick things off with the foundation, the bedrock upon which your Ivy League application will be built. Unparalleled academic excellence and rigor. It's not just about being smart, it's about demonstrating a sustained commitment to intellectual growth and a genuine love for learning. This is where your transcript becomes a narrative, telling a story of your academic journey, your choices, and your capabilities. So let's talk about the GPA. Yes, it matters. A near-perfect GPA, or at least one that shows an upward trend and resilience, is often a baseline expectation, but it's not just the number, it's the context. Admissions officers are looking at the rigor of your coursework. Did you challenge yourself? Did you opt for the advanced placement or international baccalaureate courses when they were available? These aren't just fancy acronyms, they signal that you're willing to tackle demanding material, to engage with college-level work, even before you set foot on a college campus. It shows you're not afraid of hard work. And it's not just about taking these courses, it's about excelling in them. A B in an AP Physics C class might tell a different story than an A in a standard level class, but consistently high marks across a challenging curriculum send a clear message. They show that you can handle the academic pressure and the intellectual demands that are characteristic of Ivy League institutions. Think of your course selection as curating an academic identity. What subjects light you up? Where do you naturally push yourself to learn more, to go deeper? This passion reflected in your choices and performance is incredibly compelling. Then we have standardized tests, the SAT, the ACT. Excelling in these tests demonstrates a certain kind of analytical and problem-solving skill. Preparation is key, of course, but it's also about understanding the test's structure and developing strategies for tackling it effectively. These scores provide a somewhat standardized metric, rightly or wrongly, that colleges use to compare applicants from vastly different educational backgrounds and high schools. But academic excellence, especially in the eyes of Ivy League admissions, transcends mere grades and test scores. It's about showcasing genuine intellectual curiosity. This is where you move beyond the prescribed curriculum. Have you undertaken independent research? Perhaps you designed a science project that went beyond the classroom assignment, or you wrote a historical analysis paper just because you were fascinated by a particular period. These initiatives speak volumes about your intrinsic motivation and your desire to explore complex questions. It shows you're not just a passive recipient of information. Ultimately, demonstrating unparalleled academic excellence and rigor is about showing that you are not just capable of handling Ivy League coursework, but that you will thrive in it. So you've got the grades, you've tackled the challenging courses, and your test scores are looking sharp. Fantastic. But as we said in the intro, Ivy League admissions are holistic. This means they're looking beyond the numbers, trying to understand who you are outside the classroom. And this brings us to our next crucial component, demonstrating depth and impact in your extracurricular activities. This is where you show your passions, your leadership potential, and your ability to make a difference in the world around you. Now, a common misconception is that you need to be involved in a dozen different clubs, play 3 sports, volunteer at 5 organizations, and single-handedly solve climate change in your spare time. This is the breadth approach, and frankly, it's often less effective than you might think. Ivy League institutions are generally more impressed by depth over breadth. This means they'd rather see a sustained, meaningful commitment to a few activities where you've truly made an impact rather than a superficial involvement in many. Think about it from their perspective. They're trying to build a community of passionate, dedicated individuals. Someone who has poured significant time and energy into 1 or 2 areas, achieving notable success or demonstrating significant growth, is often a more compelling candidate than someone whose resume looks like a laundry list of fleeting interests. Depth shows commitment, perseverance, and the ability to develop expertise or take on significant responsibility. It suggests you know how to dedicate yourself to something meaningful. So, how do you demonstrate this depth? It starts with choosing activities that genuinely resonate with you. Don't join the debate club just because it looks good on college applications. If public speaking makes you break out in hives, find something you love, something that excites you, something you're willing to dedicate serious time to. Your authentic passion will fuel your commitment and ultimately lead to more significant achievements and personal growth, which are the things that truly impress. Remember, the goal here is to paint a picture of someone who is not just academically capable, but also engaged, proactive, and capable of contributing to a community in meaningful ways. All right, we've covered the academic powerhouse and the extracurricular superstar, but there's another piece of this Ivy League puzzle that is, in many ways, the most personal and potentially the most powerful: your essays. This is where you truly get to speak directly to the admissions committee, to share your voice, your personality, and your unique stories. If your transcript and activity list are the what, your essays are the who and the why. And that, my friends, is incredibly important. Think of the essay as your opportunity to transcend the data points. Grades and scores tell a part of the story, but they don't reveal your character, your values, your intellectual curiosities, or the way you see the world. A compelling and authentic essay can transform you from a collection of statistics into a living, breathing, 3-dimensional human being. Someone the admissions committee can imagine walking around their campus, contributing to class discussions, and enriching the university community. So what makes an essay compelling and authentic? First and foremost, it needs to be voice. Don't try to write what you think they want to hear, or adopt an overly formal, stilted tone that isn't genuinely you. Admissions officers read thousands of essays. They can spot inauthenticity a mile away. Write in a way that feels natural to you, that reflects your personality, whether you're witty, introspective, analytical, or passionately idealistic. Let your true self shine through. The best essays often tell a story, but not just any story. They usually focus on a specific moment, experience, or idea that was significant for you, that shaped you, or that reveals something important about who you are. It doesn't have to be a dramatic, life-altering event. Sometimes the most profound insights come from seemingly ordinary experiences, reflected upon with depth and honesty. The key is self-reflection. What did you learn? How did it change you? What does it say about your values or your perspective? Authenticity also means being honest, even vulnerable. You don't have to present yourself as a perfect, flawless individual. In fact, essays that acknowledge challenges, setbacks, or moments of uncertainty can be incredibly powerful, provided they also demonstrate growth, resilience, and self-awareness. All right, we've covered the academic powerhouse and the extracurricular superstar, but there's another piece of this Ivy League puzzle that is, in many ways, the most personal and potentially the most powerful: your essays. This is where you truly get to speak directly to the admissions committee, to share your voice, your personality, and your unique stories. If your transcript and activity list are the what, your essays are the who and the why. And that, my friends, is incredibly important. Think of the essay as your opportunity to transcend the data points. Grades and scores tell a part of the story, but they don't reveal your character, your values, your intellectual curiosities, or the way you see the world. A compelling and authentic essay can transform you from a collection of statistics into a living, breathing, three-dimensional human being. Someone the admissions committee can imagine walking around their campus, contributing to class discussions and enriching the university community. Now, we've talked about how you present yourself through your grades, your activities, and your essays, but there's another crucial element in the Ivy League application process where others get to speak about you: letters of recommendation. These letters provide an external perspective on your abilities, your character, and your potential. Strong, insightful, and personalized recommendations can significantly bolster your application, offering validation and a deeper understanding of who you are from people who have seen you in action. The first and perhaps most critical step is choosing your recommenders wisely. You'll typically need letters from one or two teachers and sometimes a counselor. Don't just pick the teachers who gave you the highest grades or who teach the most prestigious subjects. Instead, choose teachers who know you well, who have seen you genuinely engaged in learning, and who can speak with specificity and enthusiasm about your contributions in their classroom and your intellectual qualities. Think about teachers in whose classes you actively participated, asked thoughtful questions, or went above and beyond on assignments. Perhaps you had a particularly insightful discussion with them after class, or they mentored you on an independent project. These are the teachers who will likely have concrete anecdotes and specific examples to share, which are far more powerful than generic praise. A letter that says Haran is a great student is far less impactful than one that says Haran's analysis of 19th century political cartoons was the most nuanced I've seen in my 15 years of teaching, particularly when he connected it to contemporary social media trends. It's also strategic to choose teachers from different subject areas, perhaps one from a humanities or social science class and one from a STEM field, especially if you have strengths in both. This can help paint a more well-rounded picture of your academic abilities. If you're applying to a specific program like engineering, a letter from a relevant math or science teacher who can speak to your aptitude in that area is, of course, highly valuable. Consider who can best illuminate the skills and passions you want to highlight. Ultimately, strong letters of recommendation provide a credible third-party endorsement of your candidacy. Okay, we've navigated the academic rigors, the extracurricular depths, the personal essays, and the crucial letters of recommendation. You might think that's everything, but there's one more subtle yet significant factor: demonstrated interest and the concept of fit. This is about showing a university that your interest is genuine and well-researched. First, let's talk about demonstrated interest. Universities want to know who is serious about attending their specific institution. They want students who have done their homework and genuinely believe that university is the right place for them. Showing this interest can take many forms, and it's more than just saying, "I really want to go here." One of the most straightforward ways to demonstrate interest is through thorough research. Go beyond the homepage of the university's website, delve into specific academic departments that interest you, learn about the research opportunities, unique programs, or particular professors whose work resonates with your academic passions. Mentioning these specific details in your application, especially in supplemental essays, shows that you've invested time and effort in understanding what makes that university distinct. Attending information sessions, whether virtual or in person, is another way to show you're serious. Many universities track attendance at these events. If you have the opportunity to visit the campus, do so. Take a tour, sit in on a class if possible, and try to talk to current students. These experiences not only help you demonstrate interest, but also help determine if the university is truly a good environment for your own learning style and personality. Engaging with admissions officers can also be part of this. If they visit your high school or a local college fair, make an effort to attend their presentation and ask thoughtful questions. Questions that show you've already done some research, not questions that are easily answered on their website's fact page. Ultimately, demonstrating interest and fit is about showing the admissions committee that you're not just applying to a name brand, but that you've thoughtfully considered why their institution is the right next step for you. Thanks for watching. We hope these strategies help you on your journey to an Ivy League university. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insightful content. Good luck with your applications. Remember, this process, while undoubtedly challenging, is also an incredible opportunity for self-discovery. Each step, from choosing courses to writing essays, prompts you to think deeply about who you are, what you value, and what you want to contribute to the world. That in itself is a hugely valuable experience, regardless of the outcome. The path to any ambitious goal, including admission to an Ivy League university, is rarely a straight line. There will be moments of doubt, stress, and perhaps even a few setbacks. That's perfectly normal. The key is to stay focused on what you can control, your effort, your authenticity, and your commitment to presenting your best self. Embrace the challenge, learn from the process, and remember that your worth is not defined by an acceptance letter from any single institution. You have unique talents and perspectives to offer the world wherever you choose to share them. So as you move forward, armed with these strategies, approach your applications with thoughtfulness, courage, and a healthy dose of optimism. Tell your story, share your passions, and let your genuine self shine through. We're rooting for you, not just to get into a good school, but to find the place where you can truly thrive and begin the next exciting chapter of your intellectual and personal growth. The journey is yours to shape.